Podcast, we open and say, I'm Colby.
And fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on glue. You can call me Fee.
Yeah, buddy. Man.
I love that song. I heard it earlier this week. That's the second time that a fooled me once joke made me laugh. I guess not a joke, but
Reference?
yeah, I guess, because I was watching a bunch of George W. Bush compilations on him not speaking correctly.
Yeah.
And my favorite quote from him is, "We have an old quote from Tennessee. Fool me once. Shame on. Fool me twice. Can't be fooled again.
Can't be fooled again."
My
I'm sure you have it up here. We have it down in Texas. This is how it goes. We're all very smart there. Let me repeat it elegantly.
I know he wasn't a great president, but god damn it, do I want him to be president again, or at least do something where he talks, because the way he talks is a treasure.
Yeah, he's very affable, as a lot of presidents tend to be.
I think he's likable. I think he's charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
And if we're gonna put this in D&D terms, I think his charisma carries him through his fumbles of his foibles, I guess. Of politics.
Well, they've I mean, whenever you see somebody up there and they do a bad old job in talking, if they're likable, you're like, you little scamp. In the case of someone you hate, you're like, you fucking idiot. I think one of my favorite things is so my wife's parents are relatively conservative, and there's been a couple of times in which they've been and then you hear Joe Biden talk, and it's it's so sad. They cart him out, and he's like a living corpse. He's almost dead. And I'm
everyone in Congress.
Well, that's the truth. And that's only half true. Cause obviously, depending on where you're getting your news source from, Biden may look more or less competent. However, I can't be nah. Nah, he's fine. Cause I also think my man is old. I also think we should have a younger president.
Some cool JFK-esque guy.
Yeah.
But when you said he's not what did you say? Confident? Not confident. Competent.
Yeah.
I immediately pictured him on the bike just falling over. Oh
God. Man, here's the thing though. One of my favorite things about because it's very easy to compare Trump and Biden because we're about to have that race again this year. Fucking God, kill me.
Is Donald Trump going? Yeah, he can't, right?
No, he is. He's doing it. He's doing it right now.
Oh my God.
In fact, the political landscape of the Republicans is very, very interesting to look at right now, because you have a bunch of people that really like Donald Trump and are like, fuck yeah, get him back in there. Biden's a goofball. It's going to work this time. I promise.
I know it didn't look good last time, but this time for sure.
This time for real, though.
That's his platform.
And then then you also have some other Republicans that are like, please God, can we try anyone else? And so the Republican National Convention is like, hey, we've got a bunch of money to make sure that we're making sure that down ballot people, senators and state senators and people that are more local, that those Republicans have some money. And then basically Trump and his family are like, no. We're going to be taking most of that shit. We're just going to come in here and that's kind of ours now, which is great.
I'm not going to lie. I have no idea who's a candidate. I have no idea who's good. I just wait for you to tell me which person I should vote for.
Yeah, baby.
Because I don't care.
Yeah. Well,
it's not that I don't care. It's just that man, I don't stick to politics. I don't listen to what's going on. I got too many shows to watch.
Yeah, I got too much anime, baby. Do you know how many worlds I've been reincarnated in at this point? Fuck.
Right, I'm immortal at this point. I just keep getting reincarnated.
It's crazy. Yeah, like it's a little overwhelming to try and like keep up on current events and stuff, but like, I surf Reddit often enough that like the largest stories sort of get surfaced to me, which is great. But also, I get served some stories where I'm like, ah, fuck, like I'm so tired of hearing about Donald Trump's fraud trial right now. Like, just tell me the verdict. I don't give a shit about what happens in it. God.
Yeah. I don't know what his platform's gonna be now that you told me that he's running. It's gonna be like weird to hear him. He's gonna be like, they tried to put me away. They couldn't. They could never put Donald away, and now I'm running for president. The first time it wasn't that great, but this time for sure.
This time we're gonna do everything. It's gonna be beautiful.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I'm gonna be the president.
See, this is what I'm talking about. Is like if Trump did that while he was the president, I would dog on him until the day I would dog on him after he died, and people would be like, "You can't talk ill of the dead," and I'd be like, "Wow." I don't even know that he was ever alive because he sounded fucking brain dead the whole time. And I wouldn't care about it. However, if Bernie Sanders did that, I'd be like, oh, well, I mean, like, come on. Some people make mistakes. It's fine.
You biased son of Bernie Sanders could have been dead for all I care until you brought him just back up. I haven't heard anything about him.
Oh yeah, he's been kicking ass, man.
Is he gonna once again asking for financial support?
Nope.
I'm once again asking for financial support.
No,
I want to size my burger, and I'm all out of ones.
I mean, I don't have much left in my small bank account. Please, yeah, he's I mean, he's going to be running for his current office in Vermont again, but he's not running for president or anything.
Oh, good. I mean, not good. Like I care. Fucking,
good.
Good son of a bitch. I don't know what his platform. I don't know what his morals are. I know Donald Trump's morals. He didn't do anything when he was president. Like literally, I heard him like doing nothing and doing everything wrong at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on like what you're paying attention to and like
nothing.
Yeah, like there were some things with like tax laws that are bad. They're like. You could go through a whole list. I'm not going to, but yeah. I mean, he didn't do nothing. I would argue he was actively harmful. But
I feel like every time we got a president, like the first 3 years, like the 3 years, they're not like doing anything. They're like doing like minimum.
Yeah.
But that last year to like look good, they start fucking pumping shit out to look good.
Yeah. Which like, I'll be honest with you, I kind of don't care so long as it's stuff that I like. So like if he like so currently Biden is like, hey, look at all of these student loans that I'm forgiving. Isn't this great? And people are like, wow, way to try to buy votes, old man. And I'm like, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. Like if my friends don't have to pay off their student loans that are like given to them by a bunch of predatory companies, fucking yeah, obviously I like that. Do that. I don't care why you're doing it.
I'd say if he made college free and like he'd win my vote.
Oh man, if only, but he can't. That's not a thing he can do. I wish.
Donald Trump's like he's taking away the student loan debt, but what I'm gonna do is everyone in America gets one free pizza on Friday on me. That's what I'm running on.
And not every Friday, by the way. It's one Friday. I'm going to announce it the morning of. There's only going to be 100,000 of them. You have to claim them on an app and have notifications enabled. Make sure you have notifications enabled.
Make sure you follow me on X. Elon Musk is a very good friend, and he said I could do this. He said I would be allowed, and everyone one pizza, one topping, pepperoni, only pepperoni, no cheese.
And he said everyone would love it. Elon said all the people would love this.
And this is what'll happen when you vote for me. Donald Trump, Pizza Trump. Fucking
yeah, that's fuck.
So I didn't know what's going with that.
Christ almighty.
That's my nickname. Pizza Trump.
God.
I'm sorry, that's stupid.
That's what all my friends call me.
They call me. Hello, it's Pizza Trump in the White House.
Yeah, I would, man. I will say though, I don't know, man. There's not much that could sway me into wanting a second term from this man. However, if you could promise me that world leaders would be like, relationships with America are very tense right now. Pizza Trump is not negotiating with us in the way that we thought that he would. People always say Pizza Trump is hard a crime. Fuck.
They said we're sending drones to Saudi Arabia, but it's not. It's stuffed crust. That's what
right.
we're doing.
I sprung for the stuffed crust. They said, Donald, that'll cost an extra $100,000. I said, do it. Make it worth it.
On this I stand, Pizza Trump. That's what I do. I sat down and I negotiated with Korea. I said, let us in and become a democracy. He said yes and signed it on my pizza.
We wrapped our arms around each other and took bites of the sacred peace pizza. Pizza, we call it.
We call it the Declaration of Little Caesars.
Declaration of Inda Pizza.
God damn, that's good. It'll be in the Louvre for everyone to see. But only
where is
I'll
that again? I'm not quite sure.
The Louvre.
The Louvre.
It'll be in the White House for many generations. Pizza Trump. I kind of want to vote for Pizza Trump, not Donald. Pizza Trump.
Yeah, if Pizza Trump came out, the new Trump just dropped. It's Pizza Trump. Yeah, all right.
He looks and talks like Donald, but he's not. He's a pizza. He's a human pizza. He's a new SCP.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a pizza person. And you know what? I think he's what this country needs.
God. I just wanted, like... I was just going to very briefly mention politics, and then now we're hitting upon this SCP who let him run as an independent. I'll vote for him. I don't give a fuck.
I'll vote for him. I'll vote for him if he's just spitting facts and like doing stuff.
No, here's the thing. I want Pizza Trump to only do pizza things. Like, I want him to be like, oh, the taxes, I don't care. I'm not changing those. The military, no. Whatever is happening is fine. Not changing a thing. What I am changing is an increase in pizza. We're going to make sure to subsidize pizza. Whereas now you can purchase a large pizza for $20, it will be $5 across the nation. On this, I promise.
I tried to get the oil prices down from Saudi Arabia, but they denied my payment of 1,000 breadsticks. On this day, I'm offended, but I'm gonna try again.
I am thinking about firing nuclear wing sauce at them.
This I swear. Student loan debts, more like large pizza for all the students. and you still gotta pay them though. Not the pizza, it's free.
No.
From your old friend Pizza Trump.
Don't you worry about it. Not even a second thought. Pizza Trump will take care of you.
We're gonna have the College Bowl team who wins the Super Bowl this year over at the White House, and what do you know? They're gonna have pizza. Papa John's, Little Caesars. Pizza Hut, maybe? Yeah, the sky's the limit in Pizza Trump White House. We're gonna rename it to the Pepperoni House.
That's right. There's no such thing as a white napkin when Pizza Trump is around. They're all covered in pepperoni grease.
We're gonna fill lost my train of thought. What's that big crack in the earth that people go look at? It's
The Grand Canyon?
yeah, the Grand Canyon.
What's that part in the earth where the earth is broken that people like? You know, the place where shit's all busted, but it's real big.
But people like it though. I was gonna say like something gorge. I was like the gorge something, but I was wrong. You see how fucking worldly I am, and you want me to vote. We're gonna fill the Grand Canyon with marinara sauce.
That's where everybody will come to dip their pizzas.
The Yellowstone National Park, the geyser, it's gonna be all sauce.
All sauce
wing.
all the time.
God.
We're gonna fill the Great Lakes with ranch.
We're gonna be experimenting on animals to be making animal hybrid pizzas, so that way the Earth will never go hungry.
Fuck.
I love Pizza Trump. Anyway, God, this is awful. Move on because I don't know how to move on.
Okay, so listen, we had some things to talk about today. Chiefest on the list.
Or like Jesus.
Ooh, I'm a Sonic guy. I like me a good Sonic. I'm kind of a fake Sonic fan, but I'm a deep lover of Sonic. But I'm a bit of a fake fan.
Oh yeah, are you?
Yeah.
Tell me who Ken Penders is.
I wouldn't know. I told you I was a fake fan.
Oh, okay. Where's your OC?
What? I don't have one because I'm not weird.
Oh, okay. All right. That's cool. I'm just seeing how much of a fan you are.
I said fake. You know? That's how much.
Okay.
I started off cutting the legs out from under you. You can't validate how good I am because I said I was fake. I never played Sonic and Knuckles. I don't know.
I just wanted to know what level of fan I was talking to because I'm a true fan. And I just want to know.
Out of 10, 3. That's my fan level.
10. I'd marry Vanilla's mom. She's the size of an average mother.
I don't.
That's a deep.
Wow.
Her name is Vanilla.
The size of an average mother is the fucking weirdest thing I've heard today.
Have you never seen? Yeah, you have.
What?
You've seen that video.
Which video?
Top 10.
Oh yeah, yes. Okay. Sorry. I was trying to comb my brain for any Sonic references that I knew, but yeah, of course it was a donkey video.
We've talked about this, and it's a normal video too. Someone put it all out there.
Yeah, somebody had a time. Listen,
that's Sonic fans, dude.
I know it's that's why I'm a 3. That way I'm not like lumped in with them.
I'm a Sonic fan, but I'm not a weird one.
Oh no. Yeah, fuck it. I'll tell you. So, you remember when it was a thing a little while ago to be like, oh yeah, Google your name plus the hedgehog and see if somebody's made an OC with your name. Yeah. Somebody has made an OC with my name, and it's a hedgehog that wears diapers.
Oh no!
I fucking hate it.
Put it up on the screen.
No. We're not getting demonetized. Oh man. Oh, I'm looking at him again. Oh, why?
Hold on. I'm gonna look up my name.
Yeah, as a small red baby hedgehog.
Mine's cool looking. Like the first one. Fucking, it's a red hedgehog with blue gloves. I think he's a fox, but it's Felix the Hedgehog. Red hedgehog, scar above the eye, blue gloves.
Oh my god, that's what you want. Whenever you're a teenager, that's the OC you want. You're like, yeah, he's got a scar over one eye, but when he opens it up, there's a Chaos Emerald in there. Oh shit!
He has one Chaos Emerald in his left eye, and his right eye is a shotting gun. Hold on, I'm gonna look up. Oh no!
Yeah,
you're this is awful.
Yeah, not good.
Okay, so the first one isn't horrid to look at. It's a nice picture, but just don't open anything else. Don't go
Yeah,
down the
don't.
No, it's
I
awful.
implore everybody who's listening, don't Google it.
Don't Google Kobe the Hedgehog. Just don't do it.
Yeah,
Wink, wink.
don't do that.
Don't go
Please.
don't go to Google Images to the search bar and type in Kobe the Hedgehog.
Yeah, don't do that. Okay?
Oh my God! Someone made a Kobe the Hedgehog Sonic hat, so you can buy it.
Oh, good. Yeah, let me. Fuck.
What you should do though is go to Google Images.
Die?
Go to the search bar and type in Felix the Hedgehog.
Yeah.
There's a whole assortment of original OCs. Do not steal, and they're all pretty good.
Yeah, here's the thing is like, I don't know how I got the bad luck, but like, usually
it's because you're not a fan. That's why.
when you type in your name plus like Sonic or plus the Hedgehog, you usually get people that are like, yes, this is my split personality hedgehog. This one is like, I'm a robot. This one's a detective in the future in the cyborg space, right? Like that you get a like it's all cool. None of them except mine are like, oh yeah, I'm a little baby that likes to poop himself. And I think like one of the descriptions of this hedgehog was like, oh yeah, his body and his mouth don't act the same as his brain. Like his brain is developmentally behind where the rest of his body is. I'm like, cool. Now I've got like Autistic the Hedgehog. Nice. Love that for me. Cool.
It mirrors real life, doesn't it?
It does. Fucking. They're breeding me for filth on the internet, and I hate it.
This one is Colby the Hedgehog, age 6 months old.
Mm-hmm.
He likes dinos, pacifier, babbling, spaghetti and music, all things you like.
Yeah, I got some spaghetti in my pocket right now.
He dislikes water, the dark,
same, fuck.
being alone, tomatoes and thunder. No comma between them.
Yeah, tomatoes,
Tomatoes,
thunder. Yeah.
Tomatoes and thunder. Born from this amulet, and it's an amulet right here.
Oh, good. Yeah, born from an amulet. That's me. Test tube the hedgehog.
Not even a test tube. You're like a summon.
Yeah, found some litter on the ground. A hedgehog came out. Shit! I didn't want this.
There's so much Kobe the Hedgehog lore, and it's all just one. It's just one hedgehog. Mine's like multifaceted with several.
I know.
You have one.
It's the weirdest thing that there's so much. Like at first, whenever I first looked it up, I was like, okay, so this is from like one person, right? One person made this character, and then a bunch of people were like, nah. This is my guy right here. No, this is my hedgehog right here.
That's it. There is Colby the Chameleon, who's a recolor of Espio.
Oh, great.
He's a man, 14 years old. Skills, coach. That's all it says. No
Hell explanation.
Yeah! Eye color, battery charged blue.
Oh,
horn color, kaput mortem. Scale color, pearl. Shoe color, deep Tuscan red. Skin color, tan. I mean, I'm just reading basically your bio.
Fist color, you tell me after it's in your ass.
Here's his bio. Standing at any other cultures, and he's almost no longer ashamed of Genesis. Dina decides the malfunction, shocked by his residence. Or quell his family's financial security surrounded by his family of the life period. He is not looking. That he can be seen hiding the Rand into consideration him while learning about his head with others finding the battle. He possesses him from bombings, but he does not shy because I'm not gonna fucking go there and read the rest.
Okay. I hate you were reading that and I went, well, I know this was written by a person because ChatGPT would do a way fucking better job than this.
Yeah, that's somebody's OC. I hate to make fun of it, but that's somebody's OC.
I can't believe it.
You got the baby hedgehog. You're a little baby.
Look at all the poop I have in my diaper. It's great.
Look at all the poop and spaghetti I got in there.
Okay. The reason why we got into this discussion is because the Knuckles TV show came out, and true fan Fee watched every episode.
In one day.
Fake fan Kolb watched 2 and then went, I could probably guess the ending. I don't need to keep going.
Oh yeah,
I'm kind of done.
I guess the ending from the second episode, no fucking shot.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What do you think the ending was?
I'm gonna bet they did the bowling tournament, and I'm a bet that Knuckles had to save my boy, and my boy had to save Knuckles, and everybody went home, and Wade Whipple was a champion in his heart.
Yeah, Wade Whipple won.
Yeah, of course he did. He's a warrior.
Knuckles. Not only did Wade save Knuckles twice in the show, but Knuckles saved him too at the end.
Good.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna give this a rating before I talk about it. I'm not gonna go in depth about it, but I'm gonna give my rating.
Okay.
As a tie-in show called Knuckles, I give it like a 5, really, because like Knuckles shows up for all of 20 minutes in all 6 episodes.
Damn.
And it's not even about Knuckles. The show called Knuckles is not about Knuckles. But as an enjoyment factor, I give it a 7. It was funny.
Yeah.
And it had some really good actors in it.
Okay, so yes and no. The star of Knuckles, like the best part about Knuckles, unsurprisingly, is Knuckles.
Yeah.
Idris Elba kicked ass.
In anything he does.
Yeah, anytime Knuckles was saying anything, I was like, this is perfect. Do another grape joke. I can't get tired of it because you're great.
He's like, do you got grapes? I don't want anything else. I just want grapes.
Where are the grapes?
Where's the Cool Ranch Doritos advertisement? Fucking.
Yeah, my wife was like, wow, they must have run out of money on this because there's the product placement in it is so bad. And I was like, oh, I didn't even notice it until you said something. But yeah, it's really there, isn't it?
Well, he doesn't just say regular like Doritos. He says Cool Ranch Doritos.
Yeah.
Like he has to specify.
Listen, maybe he tried the nacho Doritos and he was like, cheese makes me gassy. I'm a warrior and I can't be tooting all the time.
I'm lactose intolerant. Okay, so like Knuckles is great. I really hate Wade. I hate Wade Whipple.
Damn.
I hate that he has a cool name, and I hate how fucking bumbling and idiotic he is. He's all right to cheer on, but like, man, he gets grating after a while.
Yeah.
With how annoying he is and talks to himself all the time.
Yeah, I will say that he do that where you're like you listen to him for the first episode and you're like, okay, this is probably going to be good. And then the second episode, unfortunately, there's a bunch of times in which Wade Whipple is like by himself. Like he's not playing off Knuckles, he's not playing off of like the agents or anything. It's like him by himself. And I'm like, oh, I don't want that. Yeah. Can you?
Most of the show is just him by himself, fucking talking to himself.
Wade, go somewhere. Can you talk to someone, Wade?
And I mean, it's funny to see like Knuckles be like, I'm not gonna help him, or like fucking talk to him or break his things. But then like, he's just by himself a lot, talking to himself, imagining things, and I hate that. I hate Wade. I hate Wade Whipple. He has some funny jokes, but fuck, dude. Why couldn't it just be like Knuckles going off and doing something? It's just the Wade Whipple show, because the whole show's about him. Once Knuckles is like, yeah, I gotta go fucking find my warrior's way, and then he's like, I gotta go train Wade, and then now it's just Wade. After episode 1, it's just Wade's show.
So I could almost certainly tell you why. Because
they didn't have the money to animate Knuckles.
Correct. They said we don't have the money to pay for Idris Elba for more than 2 days, and we don't have enough money to pay for Knuckles. So, listen.
That's why he wasn't in most of the scenes. That's why he kept getting separated from Wade.
Yes.
That's why Wade kept going off on his own, go do his own shit, because they didn't have money to pay fucking for Idris Elba or to animate fucking Knuckles the way he looks in the movie.
Yeah, and like that's also why in a pretty significant portion of at the very least episode 2, Knuckles is just very still. He's just very static, not moving a lot.
Dude, he doesn't say a lot in any of the episodes following after. He really doesn't. He's just either sitting there looking at Wade talk to him, or like he has like a few lines, that like very little. He's like, I know what happened. I'm annoyed that it happened, but don't say this is a Knuckles show when it's not really. Right?
How dare you? How dare you say that I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get all of my fill of Knuckles? Oh, I'm not even remotely knuckled out yet.
I mean, like I said, there's good side characters. Not the gun agents. I hate them. Kid Cudi, he's doing his best. I like him, but that woman, don't really like her. She's not great.
Yeah, I agree actually. Although I will say, Kid Cudi is good about half the time. The other half the time, I'm like, yeah, you're not really an actor. I got it. But half the time, I'm like, oh, that was good.
And here's the thing. Like the gun agents, like after episode 2, after they fucking save Knuckles, they kind of like leave until episode 4. They come back, and they're barely there. Like, and then they fight again. And then Wade's friend, the bounty hunter, he's really funny.
Yeah,
but
he's great.
He's the main guy. He's the main guy from the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah.
Which is great because he has a big fucking rock. And that pissed me off. In episode 4, there's like a 10-minute music number.
Okay.
Like longer than that. And it's funny. It's funny for a little bit. But halfway in the song, they stop it for Wade to, like, because Wade's in a what's it called? He's like meditating and he goes into like his warrior's dream to talk to Knuckles, fucking leader Christopher Lloyd Knuckles.
Okay.
Panicotta. Or
yeah. Pancetta Man. I got him. I know what you mean.
He's voiced by Christopher Lloyd. He goes into his dream to talk to him to see how what's it called, to be a true warrior, and he tells him the story about how, you know, Knuckles became a true warrior and what he relies on. But instead of having Knuckles be there and talk to it, they reenact it by having Wade dress as Knuckles and have a music number. And
okay.
And halfway through the song, he's like, "Oh yeah, he beat this evil demon with his fucking fists and his strength." And then he leaves the dream, wakes up, and at this point he's caught by the bounty hunter because he has a bounty on his head for like $100,000.
Yeah, true.
And the bounty hunter has him in an electrified cage, and he wakes up and punches the cage and gets knocked out again because it's electrified. And he's like, "Nope, that didn't work." So then the music starts playing again, and it's an all right song, but like, man, it goes on forever. Half the episode is just a music number.
Not what I came here for, actually.
And then after he learns that Knuckles has heart and that's what gives him his strength, he bursts out of the top of the electrified like cage, and it's never explained, and he never does it again.
Yeah, I mean, he's just real strong.
In that one moment he was.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. And then Pistol Pete, his dad, is at the bowling tournament, and I don't know how, like, really random, but they got fucking Cary Elwes to be his dad.
Interesting. Okay.
And they didn't even make him do an English accent. He was doing an English accent. They didn't make him do an American one.
Man, Cary's great.
Dude, he is so good in it. He was so good in this show. He was so good.
You know who I was surprised to see was the Hound from Game of Thrones. I was talking to my wife and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's the Hound." My wife was like, "Wow, you think he tells people about the fact that he was in Knuckles?" And I was like, "I don't know. I kind
I
of hope
think
he
like
does, but yeah, maybe not. I don't know."
does he have kids? Because
Maybe.
if he has kids, then his excuse would be like, "I did it for my kids," like fucking most adult actors that do like kid shit do,
Yeah,
and they don't normally do it.
yeah. I would imagine so. I
And
would have to look up.
they probably paid him a lot. That too, it's money and for my kids and the money. Um, but also like okay, so like the main antagonists are the gun agents, but they're working for Eggman's protege, who doesn't get a name and doesn't do anything until the last episode, where he just shows up to get his ass kicked.
Okay.
That's it, literally that's it.
Nice.
Doesn't have a name. Eggman's protege gets his ass kicked. Never see him again.
Hell yeah. Eggman's biological son, Craigman. He's there and he's doing it.
Eggman.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name. It's man. I'm never gonna watch it again. It's a thing, and it's a shame because like I like the Sonic movie franchise.
Yeah.
It's just that man, they really like missed the mark.
Here's the thing.
A lot.
They did a good. I wonder if they planned this, like, because they announced before Knuckles came out that Shadow was going to be played by Keanu Reeves. And I gotta wonder if they were like, all right, we just signed him. Do we hold this for later, or do we say this now? Because like, if the show comes out and it's bad, and we say, whoa, we got Keanu Reeves, they're gonna be like, oh, well, they did it because of that. But maybe if we say it beforehand, they'll be like, okay, the show was kind of garbage, but like Keanu Reeves is coming up, so like I'll stay. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. That's honestly that has to be what it is because like. Keanu Reeves' Shadow is so good, and like the joke is like Shadow uses guns and Keanu uses. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's great.
But also like, man, why do the Knuckles show in the first place if you know it's gonna be like? I want to say they had faith in it, but like, man, if I was given the script where it's like, all right, Knuckles shows up and then he's just there and doesn't do anything, and it's all about Wade, I wouldn't have greenlit that script.
I mean, I imagine what they okay, based off of the kind of show that it is, I imagine what they did, and this is backed up by the fact that I was asked to come up with a Wizard of Oz sequel play because we already had the costumes for Wizard of Oz. I imagine that they were like, okay, we want it, like, people really like Knuckles. We want to have a TV show thing. Like, we've got a deal for that. So, like, let's do a Knuckles series. We can't bring back Donut Lord. We can't do that. We can do the voices. We can get the voices for Sonic and Tails, like a little bit.
The wife.
We can get the wife. We can get the wife. But you know who we could really get? Like, Knuckles has to play against someone. So we need like comedic effect. Throw Wade in there. Wade will probably work out. So like, just write a script where like Wade and Knuckles go on a wacky adventure. And somebody was like, oh, what if they went to a bowling tournament? Here's the plot. Oh, and then gun agents tried to kidnap Knuckles and they have to like get free twice. And they were like, yeah, fuck it. That's you know what? In theory, it sounds like it could be kind of funny. Let's see. And then they made the whole thing and they were like, wow, this is maybe the middest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, it really was. It really is, and I bet that's what happened. And they're like, you know what? I know some people we can get in this show just because I know we're not gonna have Knuckles in a lot of it. We could just have some, some fun cameos. Like, it's so weird, right?
Yeah,
it's really weird. I think there's a few funny things like in the show. Like, I think the coolest thing to come out of the show is Knuckles gets his fucking bounty hunter hat, his fucking cowboy hat.
Oh hell yeah!
He gets his cowboy hat because the bounty hunter, he stole it from the bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing is Wade Wade Whipple is Jewish, so they go visit his mom,
Mm-hmm.
and they have traditional Jewish Shabbat,
Yep, that's
which
right.
is, I guess, a thing that Jewish people do. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Knuckles is there with them, and fucking enjoys Jewish cuisine, and it's so fun. It's funny, but also I hate Wade Whipple's sister
Yeah, I do
because
too.
she's fucking unhinged.
I'm fine with her being unhinged and being weird. The main thing that I have a problem
She
with,
she stabbed him,
yes. So the main thing
and
that I have a
the
problem with is that yeah, she crosses the line from like, yeah, I'm like really too serious. I'm too serious about this thing so much so that it's like really goofy. It she crosses a line where it's like not, it's kind of off-putting now. It's not that funny anymore. So she's like, yeah, I always wear my FBI jacket. That's just who I am because I'm in the FBI. Wade, idiot. And you're like, okay, like a little less of that would go a long way to be like,
that was
oh no, this
that
person's
was her
very
whole
funny.
character. No, that was her whole character, and it was annoying. Like, I get it. Like, even after the fight, it would have been cool if she was like, you know what, bro, we had our differences, but we're cool. But she just doesn't change
Mm-hmm.
the entire show. She just keeps fucking berating Wade.
Yeah.
And then when she stabbed him, like, I got mad. I was like, what the fuck is this? Because she wasn't like, no one got mad at her. The mom was just like, just another day, right?
Just
And
another
like,
day, another stabbing. Yeah, you know.
nothing came of it. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, no one behaves this way.
I don't know. Maybe in this universe, what's happening is like maybe in this universe she tried out for the FBI and like passed the physical, royally failed the written, but then there's like an interview portion, and the interviewer is like, all right, so pretend that like I'm an actor from enemy state and you need to get information out of me. Like how are you gonna, let's do a little role play. You know that I'm a weapons dealer from like another country. So get some information from me about my weapons trade. And then she just stands up and picks up a pen and fucking stabs him in the arm, and he's like, tell me everything. And he's like, God. You know what? You're hired. You're unhinged enough. We need loose cannons like you.
Get her a jacket. The thing is, like, if she's an FBI agent and these like gun agents and stuff are after her brother, why not call the FBI?
Mm-hmm.
Like, your whole house got fucked up because these bounty hunters came. And that's another thing. Like, one episode, bounty hunters are after Wade, and then the rest of the series, never again.
Hell yeah.
And they fucking ruin her house, and then their mom Krav Magas some people.
Hell yeah.
With fucking back to back with Knuckles. Like, it's a cool scene. I like the mom.
Mm-hmm.
I hate the sister. Because like, just because she's so annoying, she doesn't let up on just hating Wade for no reason.
Yeah, like I think that's what it is. I think it's because like every line is in service of like, fuck you, Wade. Piece of shit.
Yeah.
you stupid piece of shit, Wade.
And usually, like, if something is like that is going on for like a brother like sister hate dynamic, there's usually a reason why, but in this instance there's just not.
Mm-hmm.
And Wade is like traumatized by all the fucking time as a kid he's had to deal with his sister just being a fucking monster to him.
Yeah. And so I'm just like, oh God. Oh,
and
fine.
it's never and it's never like she never gets her comeuppance, and like she doesn't learn. It's just really bad. Like, even at the bowling tournament, she's like when Wade's like on his lad thing, she's like, come on, Wade, don't fuck it. Like, she's like, don't mess it up like everything else in your life. Come on. I'm like, what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't like that part. It really annoyed me. And I hate, that's a trope I hate in shows of like brothers and sisters are like siblings just hating each other, like vehemently hating each other to like to the point of violence between each other. But that's probably because like me and my sister and like my late brother we're like really good with each other. We're really cool with each other.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
maybe that's why it annoys me.
because I have siblings as well, right?
Yeah.
I didn't really grow up with them, so I'm pretty ambivalent toward them. Like, I don't have a lot of strong feelings, because we just like didn't really grow up together. But whenever I see a piece of media that's like, oh god, I fucking hate my brother. I hate my sister. The worst. Usually I get it if it's like, oh, I hate them because of this like personality trait that they are. Like, I hate that they're like our two personality traits clash. Like, I'm always on time and they always make me late, and I hate that. Or like,
Yeah.
my sister's racist. Like, I get it, right? But
Just
it is
little
kind of a
things.
tired thing to be like, oh, the family reunion. Oh god, it's gonna be such a nightmare.
Yeah, I know. And like and I get it. Like maybe there's family that like some people don't like. But like it's like that in my family too, but like we go to the family and we play nice.
Mm-hmm.
And like we kind of just put it aside for the event.
Yeah.
That's like I know you're supposed to play things up in shows, like especially like because in like movies and shows you always see people like, oh, we're going to Thanksgiving with fucking this person's family, and they like to fucking have a fucking Thanksgiving football match or whatever, and then
Mhm.
that's when they're like beating the shit out of each other like for real outside.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, do people do this? I don't like to bring race into this, but is that a white thing? Because like I like Mexicans. If we go outside and play like football during Thanksgiving, we're usually just throwing the ball,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not like a
and
competitive thing.
it's not a competitive thing. Like there's people throwing the ball, like just running around. Usually, like we just sit around like the fucking outside for like a barbecue for like the pit, just fucking everyone's outside throwing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a few people inside, like I don't know, having a nap or like eating some like snacks or whatever. Like every time you see a show, and it's like, and that's another thing. Like I never saw that in like George Lopez, them going outside and fucking beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, hell
Or
yeah.
like fucking Bernie Mac, they never did that shit. But
Yeah,
like it's always just like white people doing it. Like they're super competitive with their family for no reason.
yeah, it feels like this feels like something that happens like pretty rarely, but then somebody decides to like put it on TV and they're like, "Oh, well this is interesting." Like, this is a family of people that are ultra competitive, and like they're, this is their family dynamic. But like I also like whenever I go to like a family function, which is very rare, but like every time that I go to a family function, you have sometimes where like, oh, an argument happens or like something awkward happens, and it's like the solution is never to be like, oh, we're gonna scream and punch each other and then that's gonna be it. It's like, everybody just gets kind of awkward and quiet and moves away and like does different stuff. But like, I don't know. Also, like, that's not the dynamic in my family, but I can see that would be the dynamic in other people's families, where they're like, oh yeah, my dad like gets drunk and beats the shit out of me, and so we go to Thanksgiving, everybody gets drunk and everybody beats the shit out of each other. Like, yeah, all right.
For a while that was my dad, but like good old my dad. During Thanksgiving, he would show up. It'd be great, but then he'd start drinking, and then of course they're watching football, and like football is like a big thing here in Texas. So like he'd be going off, and then he'd start going off on like my uncles and stuff from like my mom's side, and like they'd get in their face, and of course like some stuff goes on, but then like it subsides and everyone's cooled down, and my dad's very fucking what's it called? Not territorial, confrontational.
Mm-hmm.
But like everyone knows my dad, so they know how to deal with it, right?
Yeah, they're like, it's fine. Not great, but
They just yell back, and then everything's fine. It's like I said, we're never to like the point, except for that one time at my grandfather's funeral. But my dad didn't start that one. Literally, like at my great grandfather's wake, the one on my dad's side, my dad just wanted to show up and like because my grandfather was dying, and like pay his respects to him, and like just say his goodbyes and whatever.
Mhm.
But he shows up, and his fucking brother, for no reason, gets in my dad's face, and my dad was in like an all right mood, besides everything, and just starts talking shit to him, and then pushes my dad, and you can't put hands on my
Oh
dad.
no! It's death. Yeah, as we've talked about in our TikTok shorts, your dad's like, oh, that gives me free license to kill you. Yes, great, I'm in.
So, and my dad's a short guy. He's 5'5", and his brother, Gerald, is fucking like 6 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
And I shit you not, like my dad, confused and angry as always, but in this instance, he's like, what the fuck? I just want to see my dad, and he's pushing my dad, and my dad, of course, he's gonna get in his face, and then when they go off, my dad like jumps up and gets him in a headlock. This is just story because my sister was with him at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and she tells me what was going on, and like gets him in a headlock, and he's trying to like get out of my dad's fucking grip
Mm-hmm.
until finally he lets him go, and then he has to storm off and leave because my fucking uncle was decided to be a dickhead. My dad was just like, you know what, it's not worth it. But my dad probably would have done worse if he was drunk, but like he was sober and he just wanted to do the right thing. But he was pushed in this instance.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then he was like, yep, that's it.
He's like, oh, it's kind of like almost like an anime. I hate to compare it. Just like he's just like, oh, and then like he fucking unlocks his demon side. Once hands are like put on him. Just
God.
like the anime fucking antagonist like gets hit and he fucking feels pain and sees his blood. Then he unlocks his demon form. It's my dad.
Yeah, he's he gets cloaked in hockey, and he could see into the future, and it makes him pissed off.
Dude, legit. My dad wouldn't have a devil fruit. He'd just be an expert in hockey.
Yeah.
Because I swear to God, nothing could hurt that man like in a fight. I've never seen my dad go down ever in a fight.
Yeah, that's your dad. Yeah, your dad just he min-maxed and just put all of the skills into armament hockey. That's it.
He really did. I've seen him get hit in the head with a fucking beer bottle and still went after the guy. Great.
Damn. I mean, that's peak One Piece character right there.
Yeah, he also got a couple taser rounds in him, and then the police didn't even he didn't go down from the taser. He was just like, fine, fuck, I give up, and then put his hands behind his back and got on his knees with the fucking taser stud still in him. Not phased by the fucking tasing he was getting. It was great. It was crazy. It's my favorite story.
God. I can't imagine that. Just to be like, wow, I've seen that you are now like you possess some sort of superhuman strength inside of you to call upon in your moment of need.
Exactly. And that's what it is. I think it's like a mix of like adrenaline and anger and like alcohol, where he just blocks out the pain and fucking hyper focuses on who's like in front of him, like causing him this turmoil.
Yeah, he's like somebody like punches him in the neck, and then he just looks at him and he's like, I've deactivated my pain molecules. Prepare your body.
It's Jujutsu Kaisen, right? So fucking he's like domain.
Yeah, domain expansion.
Fucking domain expansion, painless. And then he just fucking fights him. Fucking nothing phases him. That's so cool. God, that's cool.
Man. Yeah. That's that my dad never did anything like that after a certain point in his life, I guess. Like it's so interesting because like the siblings in my family are so spaced apart that it's like we were raised by different dads. So and I'm like, oh yeah, dad would never like do something like that. And I could tell that my brothers are like, oh yeah, maybe not for you. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that is different. But like, because my dad to me was like, never like a violent dude and didn't like he was scary, but he was usually scary with his words. And if he was pissed off, I was like never afraid that like something out of pocket was going to happen or my physical safety was threatened. But like, yeah, they're like, my dad one time was like, oh yeah, back whenever, my dad used to have a lot of anger issues. Two of the stories that he told me in which like, that was a theme. One of my brothers like was having trouble. He was mostly potty trained, but he would come home from school and he would go play with his friends. Like immediately, he would come home from school and like barely go inside, just immediately go play with his friends. And what would happen is he would be out playing with his friends and then he would like poop his pants. And my dad was so pissed off about that. It got to the point where like, he like had a very serious talking to. He was like, son, you can't keep shitting yourself because you want to keep playing. You can't. Stop it. And yeah, he said that like the next day my brother came in like from playing and just disappeared. Like he came in and immediately ran into his room. My dad was like, oh, and he went in there and like he was like, oh, sure enough, he had shit himself and didn't want to tell me because he was afraid of what was going to happen. So, of course I cleaned him up, gave him a spanking, told him to not do that shit again. And then I went back into my room and I thought about it and I kept thinking about it. I kept getting more pissed off. And so I went back into his room and I spanked him again. Quit shitting yourself. God. And then I went back to my room and I thought about it some more and I got more pissed off. And then I came back in there and I spanked him a third time. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Dad. He was like, yeah, don't do that. That's not a good thing to do. Don't do that.
He just keeps dwelling on it. He just keeps fucking getting more angry.
Oh, God. No, you know what? You thought I was mad about these reasons. You need to, I'm mad about these other reasons now. This deserves a second one. Let me get in there.
Ooh, that first one wasn't hard enough. There's new reasons now. Oh, fuck. I could picture him just like at his office desk, just like, God, just after the spanking, he's just like, why would he do this? And then just keeps coming up with these reasons. God damn it, I gotta go spank him again. I'm so angry that, even if he's already got his lesson.
Yeah.
I can imagine your brother just in his room crying.
He's crying like, oh God. He's like, oh fuck. Oh God, that hurts so bad. Like, okay. At least it's over, and then he fucking hears my dad stomping, and he's like, what did I do now? What did I do now? No, the same thing? No, this is illegal. You can't do it twice. This is double jeopardy.
And then like, just sitting there just confused and sad and in pain.
He hears my dad coming down the hall, and he's like, no, not again, fuck! And when will this end?
And then he just doesn't get any sleep that night because he's just afraid.
For the next 3 hours, he's just like, every bump he hears, he's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna hide under my bed. I gotta hide in the closet.
Full of adrenaline, just scared and laying down, just trying to go to sleep. And then like at 2 a.m, he just finally sleeps out of fear.
Yeah.
And tired.
Yeah, see, like that's the flip side, right? Like that's like, oh wow, that's like you had some anger issues. There's that, and then like I think I told you that like my dad used to get mad at my mom, and like the thing that he would do to try and like make emphasis in an argument was to throw the phone at the wall. And my mom's solution to that was to continue to buy more and more expensive phones until it got to the point where she was like, yeah, you just break another one. I don't care. I'll just go buy a $150 phone next time. And he got to the point where he was like, it's too expensive. I can't keep doing this. And like,
that's really,
and like, that's the negative side where you're like, oh God, that's not a good side of this human being, and that's not a very useful or good thing. However, one of my other brothers apparently, like when he was like a teenager, he was like, you know, in his, I guess he must have been like 14, 15, 16. And my mom was like disciplining him, and he must have lost his fucking mind. Because he rose up against my mom and was like trying to physically intimidate her, and my dad did not have that shit. Apparently what happened is that happened, and my dad pushes her out of the way and grabs him by his neck and throws him through the wall in his closet. Like, he picks him up, throws him through the wall in the back of the closet, breaks the drywall. My brother's like sitting in the wall like, what the fuck just happened? Damn. My dad's like, don't you ever do that again. And from that point onward, for the rest of his life, my brother was like, yes sir, no sir. I like anything that like he says, yes sir, no sir, no, absolutely, we'll never do it again. I'm so sorry.
Jesus Christ. I can never picture your dad doing that ever.
Yeah. Which is why, like, you know, I hear stories like that, or I see the way that my siblings react, and I'm like, oh no. We were raised by, like, a different man.
An entire different person. Like, but that's the thing. Because, like, your brothers were raised that way, now they're just like, well, we got to discipline our kids, and that set me straight. My dad did it to me.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's like, if I had kids, I wouldn't treat them the way my dad treated me when I was a kid. Like, never. Like, for real. Like, my dad never threw me through a wall, but, like, he had the ability to do it.
Yeah, it's not that he ever specifically threatened it, but if during my childhood you asked, like, you think your dad would get mad enough to throw you through a wall, you'd be like, yeah. Yeah, I think he would.
My dad could, he just didn't. But like, my dad's thing is, he would just yell at me for hours, and I hated it.
God, yeah.
Just hours. And my dad's a loud man, and I learned recently that he was really loud because he was deaf, basically. Because when he was in the army, he was always by, like, the mortar cannons, like the big cannons, and it blew out his eardrums. So
damn,
he was just always
he was just screaming all the time. People were like, dude, calm down. And he's like, what? What'd you say? And they're like, why are you so aggressive? He's like, no, really, what'd you say? I didn't hear it.
That's what it was. That's literally what it was. Because that's why he was loud, because he couldn't hear, so he couldn't gauge his own voice.
Like, this seems like a reasonable volume, huh?
What?
What do you mean?
What do you mean you didn't come home from school today? Like, I can't imagine him saying it in a normal voice, but him just yelling it is his normal voice. It's just like weird. What do you mean you got sent home from school? What do you mean you gotta go to the office? Just fucking, yeah, Dad. Fucking, I acted up in class, and he's just like, oh, just, was it funny?
Oh, funny guy over here, huh? You're like, yeah, and he's like, good. Okay.
Look, my dad, if I got sent to the office for something like fighting, he wouldn't care as long as I won or like fought back. If I was in a fight at school and I didn't fight back, or like I lost or something, he'd be more mad at that. If I didn't put up any resistance, he'd be more mad that I didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, honestly, I could see that from your dad, to be like, hey, listen, if somebody fights you and you come home, you better be bruised and not sad.
Just yeah. Did you hit him a few times? Did you win? Good. You want Whataburger? Let's go. Fucking. My dad
Just
would
proud, just beating with pride.
my my dad literally my dad loved when like we stood up for ourselves because that's how he raised us. And my dad wouldn't go to school and talk. God forbid something happened at school that my mom had to go up there. They didn't want her up there, so like we're never like in trouble. Cause my mom would go and yell. My mom would like yell and bitch at them in their face. She didn't care who she's talking to. That's how she is.
Yeah.
She's like very nice and stuff, but if something's happening, she will go up there to the principal, doesn't matter what they're doing, and she will go in there and yell at them and fucking argue our case for us. And then if we were the ones in the wrong, we'd get in trouble at home, but she wouldn't admit that to the principal.
No, how dare you? What do you mean? What do you mean he called in with a bomb threat? It was a cool joke that he did.
Dude, legit, my brother in high school, I think he had kicked in the vending machine glass and broke it because it ate
Oh my
his
God.
dollar, and he got pissed off. And I think he wasn't trying to do it. I think he was just trying to like get his dollar back or like
Yeah.
try to like make it work. And well, fucking, he had not Uggs, but like what are those shoes they sell at Journeys, like the boots?
Oh, like Doc Martens?
Yeah, he had Doc Martens, so he fucking kicked the glass in.
Oh God.
And he ran off, but I guess someone saw him, and he was in the office, and they were gonna make him pay for the vending machine, but my mom went up there, and she fucking argued against it. And he didn't do that! He didn't do that! My son's a good boy. Why don't you go and fucking get the kids under the bleachers smoking fucking weed? And all this stuff, and then she's like, oh, but you can overlook a fucking teacher making out with this person. She's like, I know! I work in this school! And she fucking brings up all the fucking dirty laundry.
God damn.
Just to get my fucking, like, our family out of whatever we're in trouble at the school. Fucking. They, like, even at work, like, they, because me and my mom worked in the same company. Oh, they better not, like, say something she didn't like. Because she'll yell at them on the phone. And then if they're saying something she didn't like, she'd hang up on the area supervisor in the office. And then she'd go over there and yell at them at the office. And they didn't fire her. I don't know how she does it.
She's like, hey, I'm done talking to you right now. I'll see you soon. They're like, no, oh, come on, no, don't. Ah, fuck.
Hey, I'm going to hang up right now until you get your head out of your ass. Then you can call me back. Just fucking, what the? I'm like, Mom, you talk to them that way? Yeah, I'm gonna talk to them that way. They're not gonna fucking do that shit to me. Like, they're the boss, dude. Like, you can't. I'm like, okay, she got away with it. But a lot of people like her. It's funny. It's great.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, it's one of those things that my dad told me whenever I started at a job as like an actual, career. Because I told him, oh yeah, I like effectively smarted off to someone like, at work where I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. Or I was like, I'm not coming in before 10 a.m. That's just not, you can't pay me enough to do that. And my dad was like, yeah, the thing is you could be as funny and as coarse as you want to be. But the second that you start to be an asshole, you have to be the best person at your job because they will actively be looking for reasons to fire you. So you have to be like the best person in the entire company. Otherwise, they're just going to try to fire you. And I was like, you know that from experience? Or yes, the answer was yes.
Yes, of course. I think that's the case with my mom because, I mean, she'd bitch all the damn time, but God damn it, if she wasn't good at her damn job. They made her supervisor as much as she bitched at them. Fucking, it's great.
They're like, listen, we'll make you a supervisor. You can bitch at the people that are like under you. How about that? Can you do that instead of bitching at us? And she's like, I've got enough energy to do both.
Basically, she did. And never to people under her. Only if they fucked up really, and then she would get mad at them. But she'd always come back to the boss. They never they must have had like her in like in their phone as like do not answer for the love of God, but like they had to answer. She'd find a way, because then she'd drive to Corpus and tell them in their face, and they don't want that.
Yeah. She's I can just see your mom doing the mental math like, oh well, take a little bit to actually get there. It'll take like 30 minutes to drive in. Like, I don't know, 45 minutes of just screaming at him, and then another 30 minutes. Yeah, I can make it back before dinner. Yeah, I'm coming in.
They're like, oh God, no, it's fine, just
No, please.
they fucking give in to her demands. Just just have to threaten to go up there. God, I love my mom, and my mom's not like a very intimidating woman. She's legally a little person. She's 4'9".
Mm-hmm.
And she makes like she works with these giant like men at refinery men, and like I think she scares them with how fucking angry she gets.
God, here's the thing. It may be because she's like a dick punch height. You know what I mean? Like, it would be so easy for her to just like whackash, get like a nice flick in the balls.
Here, I'm gonna send you a picture. I don't know if you could bring it up on the stream, but I'm gonna send you a picture, and like this is how short my mom is compared to a normal person.
God,
I would say like a 6 foot tall person. Because my mom was security at an Astros game, and she took a picture.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have the picture. My sister had it, and I was like, "Oh, dude, send me that picture," because it's such a funny picture.
Mm-hmm.
And look, I just sent it to you.
Oh fuck. Yeah, that's good. Let me see if I can pull this up.
Yeah. I want you to see
wrong
like
screen.
I want you to see what I'm. Great, love that screen. I want you to see what I'm talking about when I'm telling you normal person compared to my mom, and like, could you picture this tiny woman, this ball of anger and energy just coming and screaming at you?
Here we go. There you go. She's so small.
She's very small.
Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in appropriately here. I can zoom in so much that like you can't see who it is, but you can fully see your mom still. Wow.
These guys are like average, like maybe like 6 foot tall. Let's just say they're 6 foot, maybe like 5 something 6 foot tall. Professional baseball players. And my mom, this is my mom. She looks like a fake. She looks fake.
Yeah. or they look huge. It's like, oh yeah. Well, you know, they're a professional athlete. Yeah, they're like 6 foot a million. That's how big they are.
Yeah, she makes them look like the mountain. Like,
yeah.
In real life, fucking, she makes them look so tall and big compared to her. But she's lost a lot of weight, so if she's like, she's not gonna watch the YouTube video, but
she may now. She may hear this podcast and be like, "What the fuck do you mean you showed that picture?"
She's gonna be mad because she's like, "I'm so fat in that picture." She's lost a lot of weight, so she's like real skinny now. But she's like, "I'm so fat in that picture," because I was like, I don't know, like 4 years ago, and she's like, "Why would you show them that?" I'm just waiting for her to like text me and be like, "Show them this one."
Hey, you legally have to put this one on the next podcast, okay?
She's so funny. But yeah, that's my mom, my little mom, and I'm not big. I'm like 5'5", so like hey. I kind of look normal to her.
That's honestly, that's like whenever you compare the size of your family against each other, you're like, oh, that's totally normal. But then whenever you compare it against like, I don't know, somebody who's like the average height, you're like, oh, I see. It's like everybody took like a 6-inch haircut on like the size that they should be.
Yeah. Cause like, okay, so I'm the tallest one in our family, in our 3 family. Mm-hmm. I'm 5'5". I think my sister's like 4 or 5'3". Mm-hmm. About that, something 5'3", 5'4". She's gonna get mad at me. because she's gonna be like, "Bitch, no, I'm not."
Say that shit to my face right now.
Fucking go over there right now and tell you. My mom is 4'9", but she doesn't think she is. She's so mad that she is. Did you see she's on 5 flat? Just says
5 flat. Oh man. That
Right,
I mean
sorry.
the size discrepancy there is pretty big. It's not like oh yeah, I'm 4'11", but I say I'm 5 feet. It's like I'm 3 inches shorter than I say I am. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So like I'm the tallest one. She's 5. My mom's 4'9". I'm 5'5". But then I'm like big man on campus. But then her fucking boyfriend comes and he's like 6 foot tall. Fucking Edgar.
Hell yeah.
Fucking tall lanky guy coming through. I'm like, God damn it, get out of here, fuck.
Get out, Jesus! He's like, hey, you need me to grab anything from the tall shelves? Shut up! Yes, though, we do.
He does that shit to my mom. My mom's like, can you get this for me? And he'll grab it and put it like somewhere higher.
Damn.
My dude, speaking of height, so we went to the store the other day, and you know how they have the size on the door when you walk in, like
Mhm.
so they can like size up customers.
Yeah.
She walked by the door. And she goes, look, see, I'm 5 foot tall, and she was nowhere near the 5 foot tall thing. And we're like, what the hell are you talking about, Mom? You didn't even reach. She's like, yeah, look where my hand is. I'm like, you put your hand on the 5 foot tall. You're not tall. She's convinced she's tall. She's so funny.
Man,
love it.
I can't believe that because I like all you just measure once and then that's just what you are. Although to me, I will say, like I don't get whenever you like rebel against like the truth. I wouldn't quote anybody a bad number. I would just avoid giving a number. You know what I mean? Like if somebody was like, "Hey, how tall are you?" and I was ashamed of my height, I'd be like, I'm tall enough. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you know, like an average, don't worry about it.
I can't lie about that. They're like, well, how tall are you? I'm like, well, I'm 5'5". Of course, look at how short I am. You're a foot taller than me. Fucking. I know our avatars are the same height on the screen, but rest assured, I don't come up to Colby's eye line in fucking real life.
Yeah, that's very true. They're like, I feel like whenever we had these avatars made and they like put them next to each other, I was like, well, it's fine. No one's gonna care. Don't worry about it.
I was like, you're like, well, if he's shorter, he should go lower.
Yeah,
Like,
put him off
you're
screen. Actually,
on it, like if in OBS there's 2 things for each one, you could just make mine lower. Just
you know what? You do have a point. I could just come in here and go ahead. Here we go.
Don't do it though.
There you go. Right about there's right. Yeah.
I'm taller than that. I don't fucking come up to your shoulders.
Yeah, you're right. You come up to like belly buttons. There you go. That's about right.
You're such a dick. It looks like I'm just eyeing up your junk. Like,
Good point. Let me fix that.
Hold on, I'm too high now.
No, that's the height that you were. That is the height that you were.
No, my legs aren't even on screen.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It's hard to do an OBS. There we go. I did it.
Just fucking hiding down there, just like, hey, can't see me.
Didn't see me there, eh?
I come up, I think, to your mouth, my eye line, maybe your chin. I don't know. I haven't stood next. I don't want to stand next to you. I'm fucking. We don't have to do that when I visit you.
Yeah, just to post one picture publicly. It's like, yeah, this is how this worked out.
I don't want to fucking man. I look like a fucking blueberry. I'm so fucking big. I'm bloated. I'll be like,
Yeah.
we took this picture to measure our height. Pay no attention how big I am. I'm
Yeah, here.
bloated. I'm
You know how like sometimes people like take a picture, they stretch it a little wider because of like an aspect ratio thing. Just like stretch it in a little bit. It's fine.
People don't know that the camera on my phone adds 100 pounds to only me. Just
Yeah, it's a witch's curse. So
it's unfortunate, but I like my phone, so I'm not gonna change it.
yeah, damn, I love my phone.
I think. Well, I want to start like losing more weight, but like the thing of that makes I'm okay being kind of big, but like the thing that makes it bad is because like I wear my hair back. People just think I'm a woman.
Mm-hmm.
People just call me ma'am. People look me right in the face and call me ma'am. Even if they just hear my voice, they'll call me ma'am. There's a lot of people that call me ma'am. The guy I go and buy tacos from in the morning from the restaurant, he calls me ma'am. I never correct it. I'm just like, you know what? That's fine. I don't
Just
care.
fucking fine. Whatever. I don't know. The thing is, if you go to a place multiple times and you don't correct it in the first time, there's never another good time to bring it up. Like I told you about like my coworker that we all just called Ashley, and then we hired one of her friends and he was like, oh, no, her name's Nikki. And we were like, what the fuck? Why didn't you tell us? She's like, it was fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah. Like, I think that's probably what happened is like day one, she's like, oh yeah, well, I mean, that is what my name is in like all the places. I have to go change it. Fuck it.
What are you gonna do? That's just the thing. If like, it's weird to correct, like especially like they do it in movies too, when like if someone's working for like someone like it's usually like an associate and like their fucking intern. They call them by the wrong name and they just never correct it until like a pivotal moment. They're like, my name is Jacob.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, why have you been let me call you fucking Benifer this whole time?
Yeah, why didn't you try at all? But to me, like I get both sides of it. To be like, dude, this all would have been solved if you would have had like, if you would have just spent just one moment being uncomfortable. And like, I don't want to do that, so I get it.
I just it like annoys me that every time I get called ma'am, I have to be like, well, I'm a guy, so not ma'am.
Yeah.
Just like I don't want to. I hate being that guy. It happens at restaurants. They're like, hey ladies, I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a guy, because then the waiter feels weird. It's just all weird.
Yeah, and like
they're serving my food.
You want to give them a subtle thing. You want them to be like, oh yeah, I'll take a steak and mashed potatoes. And just hope that they'll be like, thanks. Yeah, you got it, sir. And then like they just don't acknowledge they made a mistake. They don't apologize. They don't make it weird. They just do it, and that's it.
I'll take the manliest cut of steak you got.
Yeah. Hey, grate some testosterone on top if you could, please.
I'm chock full of it. They're like, oh, okay. Then they go and get the steak. Yeah, the steak's for the lesbian on tables fucking 2. I'm just like, oh man.
Oh, come on, man.
I feel like that's why I get called ma'am, because they're like, I'm not trying to stereotype, but like a lot of lesbians I know wear their hair like tied back in ponytails.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I have my hair tied back. I have a lesbian face.
Hell yeah. That's the way to do it, man.
It's very annoying, but it's the curse I live with. I guess my voice is also of like high pitched.
I guess, or maybe they're like, oh, it's just like a woman with like a low pitch, like oh yeah, I drive my Subaru and go hiking on the weekends with my wife. Oh shit. Damn.
If I did get married, wouldn't that be funny? Like I'm out with my wife and they're like, it's very progressive to see 2 women in this great state enjoying their day out, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I would hoping like if I get married, it's that meme you always see. I want to marry a strong woman so they can tell the fucking waiter they fucked up.
Yeah.
They're like, excuse me, that is my husband.
Yeah. Hey, he said no tomatoes.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you.
I feel like another thing too, like I don't know why, but it's because we're in Texas, right? If I go out of like our immediate area, I feel like if someone calls me and they're like, "Hello, ma'am," and I'm like, "Oh, it's sir," and they're like, "Oh, we got a trans person here." I'm like, "No, I'm a guy." Like,
No, no.
I feel like I would get that what's it called? I would get that conversation. They're
Where
like,
they're
"Oh
like,
yeah,
you're using the
well,"
wrong bathroom, and you're like, not. I'm not.
they're like, "Oh yeah, what's in your pants?" I'm like, "My wiener." Just like
My- I
defeated.
feel like that's how like that's the only good answer to that that or like it has you have to if you're going to give them the answer to that question, you have to make it sound like real childish and like, oh, my weenie. My weenie's in my pants.
My ding dong, my fucking like the thing is like what are they're like, "Oh yeah, well let me see it." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
What? Hey, no, hold on.
I'm like, "I just gotta take a piss. Like, please, just let me." They're like, "Nah, bring that bad boy out. Let's see it. Gotta make sure." I'm like, "No, I don't gotta go to the bathroom anymore. Just fucking let me go back to my seat. Let me get out of here." In fact,
God.
like that's the thing. Like, even if not just me, for like trans people, if they go into the bathroom that they transition to, like people are like, "Oh yeah, well what's in your pants?" Like, what are you gonna do if they're just like, "Oh yeah, wiener," or like a vagoo? Like what then? They're like, "Oh, well, can I see it?" Like, there's no answer to it. Like,
Yeah.
you can't.
I like
So
I don't know what I don't know what they're expecting. You know, like are they expecting you to be like, "Hey, I've got a card that says it's okay to be here. I've got a picture. Hold on.
yeah, I got a
I have a
picture of it.
photo gallery just for this. Like here's 6 pictures of me full-fledged nude at every angle just so you can see like what I got going on and
Yeah, so for for less confusion, here you can keep that actually.
yeah, here, you know what? Give me your phone number and I'll just send them to you. And you know what? I'll send them to you every day so you never forget.
I'll have my friend whip up a bot to send it to your number, your email, and your socials.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah, just every day. And don't worry, like I understand if you end up blocking it, it's probably a mistake and we'll just like pick a different phone number. It'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Like it's weird. I don't know. I feel that what's it called? I'm always misgendered, and I'm not trans.
Yeah.
I'm AMAB.
So fun fact, my son is he's very cute. And he has long hair. He likes his hair. And so
yes, chunky cheeks.
we just haven't cut his hair short. And so we go to H Mart and there's just a woman at H Mart. Like it's a drive to get to H Mart. And so we're like, it's not a thing we do all the time. Just so we need some fun Japanese ingredients or whatever. And yeah, the lady at the checkout counter is like, hey, your daughter's real cute. Oh, she's look how nice she is. She's so cute. And like waves at my son, and I'm like, yeah. And at that point, the way that I've chosen to deal with it is I'm like, okay, I don't want you to know that you're wrong because it doesn't matter. But I also don't really feel like calling my son she. So instead, I just ignore pronouns for that part. And I'm just like, yeah, point at my kid. Had to have a snack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they love eating at this age.
Nope, 0 pronouns. None. Not they. Just no pronouns.
Nothing.
I just skip the word in the sentence, and I'm just like, you could fill in that blank for yourself.
You just speak in broken sentence
Yep,
structure.
loves chips. Yeah, always causing trouble. This one.
like you don't even fucking comprehend English. loves chips, very good.
Yeah.
Just that's what you say. Just like
Big
loves
fan. Love to eat seaweed.
sound like Dracula.
Ah.
Fucking, loves to count.
Yeah.
Fucking, I mean, you have long hair. Like, couldn't it be like son, like daughter, or I'm sorry, like son, like daughter, like son, like father?
Yeah. Just
Like,
it's us, you know. We have we look very similar.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since somebody has said that I was a girl. Usually it was because
You have a full beard.
I have a full beard now. And even if I had shaved, yeah, you know, got that bald
Hey,
spot coming in, so that's good.
Here comes Colby, the bearded lady.
That's what they all say. Oh, she grows she needs to maintain that beard. It's a little unruly.
Excuse me, ma'am. Our beard oil's in aisle 3. Get your ass over.
Excuse me, our beard trimmer is over here, please.
Ma'am, manage that hair on your face with the beard trimmer, and then go to aisle 1 and get the sandwich stuff so you can make one. Your husband must be starving.
Please, get the beard under control. Shape it, right? Draw clean lines. Then beard oil. Make sure it's nice and hydrated. And then never vote again, because you don't deserve that right.
And cover up, for God's sakes, I can see your
Jesus! Your tits are all over the place. God!
God, what do you time travel back to the 1950s?
Yeah.
I feel like I always say, I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if like you can time travel, but like I'd have to have like a time travel and like a disguise kit, because I'd probably get like harassed all the time if I went, because my hair's long, I'm brown.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't work out for me.
God, I don't know. I'm relatively like meaty. Like I feel like I would be frowned upon, but I wouldn't be shunned. Like people would be like, back in the day, people would be like, well, your hair is a little long, and your hands are so soft, and it looks like you don't do any manual labor, and you talk like you've been to college. So I don't like you, but you can vote. You can ride on the bus. You can drink out of that water fountain.
Listen, you probably make a lot of money. That's why you're pampered. That's why you're here, and your hair's long like a beautiful woman. Not that I like it or anything.
No, I have never once fantasized about having sex with a man with long hair. Ever once. Never once have I done that every night.
Not about my friend Jim next door. I'd never do that. It's so weird, like 1950s, like dudes, because I feel like they were the most repressed gay people.
Mm-hmm.
You always see it. They're like, I'm gonna go hang out with all my friends, and we're gonna go do all this stuff, and maybe we're gonna like double team some broad, and we're gonna look at each other in the eye the whole time while we're doing it. But I'll be thinking about the girl, because you know that'd be gay otherwise.
Yeah. Well, I feel like that's mainly because those are the ones that like could be most public without somebody trying to kill them. You know, like back in the day, it used to be a thing, and I still there are topics where you're like, I'm told that this is how it was, but I would like to go back in time and confirm. And this in particular is like, I at a time in which people were going by the moniker confirmed bachelor, did people really think that they were like, oh no, he's just fucking, he's just out there fucking, and he's just got a roommate that's his best friend, and they've lived together for 38 years, and man, can't believe we got a couple of late 50s men that live together and just fuck girls all the time. Never married though. Confirmed bachelor. Not gay. What's that?
Couldn't tie those guys down. They were jumping from women to women. Had to beat off women with the stick. Those guys.
Mm-hmm. A lot of stick beating in that house.
I think that for guys it was like bachelor, for like women it was like spinsters.
Yeah,
Right?
or like this is her friend.
Yeah.
Like confirmed bachelor was a thing. I don't think confirmed bachelorette was a thing. Like it reminds me, in China they have a term for women who are like in their 30s and aren't married, and it's leftover women, and that's fucked up, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, they're like, well, these are the dregs. Like, if you're going to the bottom of the barrel to get these women, fuck. These are like a brown banana. These women are.
They're marrying that woman. She's a leftover.
Yeah.
Had to search for her all throughout the fridge. God.
This is Cajun chicken pasta from Chili's from 3 nights ago. This woman is.
Leftover woman. Jeez. That's the fuck. Hurt her some more. Why don't you? Fuck.
She's like, what? I just haven't found anybody. Yeah. Nobody cares. All right.
And you never will. You're gonna spoil your fucking leftover.
How many dozens of cats you got? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, live alone. Oh, sure. Fucking, you like to knit, do you?
Yeah, sure you do. This is China. This is how we talk here.
We're all from New Jersey. We're all from New York. We're from Utica.
We're gonna put you out with the trash with all the other leftovers that get too old. The second you turn 38, oh baby, making room for others. You know what I mean?
You're not a steamed ham anymore. You're just a leftover. No fucking self-righteous man would love you. Nobody would love you. Don't love you.
Nobody ever loved you. Nobody ever gonna love you again. We're just gonna cut our losses with this meat bag, and we're gonna save the oxygen. Bye bye.
God, that's so shit. Again, now that makes me feel bad because like I'm not married or dating, and I'm in my 30s.
Confirmed bachelor. Confirmed bachelor right here.
Confirmed leftover right here. Fucking leftover woman. I'm a proud leftover woman.
Yeah, you gotta get like hashtag leftover and proud trending. People are like, where did this start? This a dude? Wait, no. It's just a lesbian with the hair. Yeah, no, I got it.
Oh god, I'm scared for a minute there. God, we're at the end of the show, Colby.
We are. So listen, let me tell you. That have you ever thought about what would happen if Gear 5th Loopy got the mask? Wouldn't that be crazy? Anyway, so you can follow us on TikTok and YouTube where we post our shorts. We post those every once in a while, and they are kick-ass. Every single one of them. We've never released a dud. You can go check those out. If you want to listen to this podcast early, you can listen to it live on twitch.tv/GoGetUsPod. All you gotta do is follow us, and we go live anytime between 0 and 2 times a week. And we kick so much ass when we do it too. And if you want to get a visual replay, like you want to see how tall Fee's mom is, then all you got to do is go over to the YouTube channel, in which like this podcast recording from Twitch will be uploaded the day that the podcast gets released, which is Wednesdays at 12 p.m. Pacific. And if you want to listen to the audio version of the podcast, whew, boy, have I got a treat for you. We are now releasing the podcast at 3 a.m. Pacific time on all podcatchers. That's every single platform we can. It'll be available at 3 a.m. Pacific time so that you can listen to it on your way to work. Now, if you're on the East Coast, you're not like, oh, I drive to work at 8 a.m. and your podcast isn't that. Shut up. I fixed it for you. You're welcome. Now pay me.
Pay me all the money. Listen, it was only me complaining. I go to work and I like to hear our show, so that way I can get timestamps for our kick-ass editor to edit our shorts. But no, I gotta wait because someone had it at the wrong time.
They're coming out now, 3 a.m. Pacific. So if you're in the Pacific time zone and you just are in real DJing hours, new podcast for you to go to sleep to. There you go. You're welcome.
If you're in the Pacific Ocean, boy, do I got a treat.
Yeah. It's cold and Godzilla lives there. I know it. Okay.
All the dolphins are there.
Well, there's some dolphins, and I've seen some dolphins in the Gulf of Mexico. They don't look healthy, but they are there.
They're all wearing sombreros. Uh, here's, here's what I want you to do. I want you to let's see, get your sister or your brother. I want you to take them to make them a nice meal with your mom, traditional to you.
Ooh.
Sit at the dinner with them. I want you to beat the shit out of them at the dinner table.
Get him.
And when they're like unconscious on the floor and you're standing above them,
Make him bleed.
I want you to look at your mom and said, I'm going. Tell her to go get me."
Go get me. Oh man. Knuckles could have been so good, and instead it was just like watching like season 11 of the second run of America's Funniest Home Videos, where you're like, something.
Yeah,
It's something, I guess.
Yeah, I'm like, there's nothing else on. I might as well watch this.
It's
That's what
fine.
Knuckles is. Knuckles is just like, well, there's nothing else to watch. I guess we'll watch fucking Wade Whipple fucking drag his ass through life.
That's literally what happened. We got through episode 2, and then the next night I was like, oh yeah, we've got Taskmaster to watch, we've got Delicious Dungeon to watch, and the night after that we were like, all right, so we can go back to watching Knuckles, or we could just sit here in silence, and that's what we chose to do. So there you go. Knuckles, marginally worse than sitting together in silence with your wife.
God, that's so sad. Not for you, for the show.
Idris Elba, get at me if you want to just like narrate, some like an hour and a half of like a lo-fi. Yeah, we'll put that on instead. It'd be great.
Or if you want to come on the show, I love that.
Email us at promos@GoGuessPodcast. That's not true. We don't have that. Don't email us there. Just send us a message. We'll get it. Yell it into the ether, and I'll know. DM
me on Twitter. I'll fucking like it.
Yeah, one of our balls will start vibrating. One of them.
Ooh, mine. Stupid. Get out of here.
Bye.
Come on.